So we're going to dive into some of my favorite tips for email marketing. The first one that you should think about is the time of day that you send emails. Now, it's common knowledge sort of within the email marketing industry that you should always try and have an email in someone's inbox first thing in the morning. And the problem with that approach is that it might work, but everybody else is also doing the same. So it's important for you to track your open rates depending on times of day that you send. Sometimes I find that getting an email into somebody's inbox in the evening can be a lot better than getting it in the morning because there's less noise, especially after dinner time when a lot of people sit down on their laptops, maybe watching movies, hanging out. You also got to think about time zones as well. Now, there's some platforms that can help you with this, but if you're in Australia time zone and you're trying to get into USA morning inbox, if you send all the emails at the same time, sure, people in the USA might be getting email in their inbox in the morning, but then people in the UK are going to be getting it in the middle of the night. So some email marketing platforms will allow you to send to the user's time zone at that specific time so that you know no matter where somebody is in the world, that everybody's going to be getting an email at that same time of day, not always at the time that you send it. So that's my first tip. My second tip is to pay attention to your subject lines. Whenever you send an email, the subject line is the single most important way to grab someone's attention and to get them to click through into your inbox, almost like an ad of some sort. And some subject lines can be really generic. I find sometimes shorter, sharper subject lines that sometimes ask a question. You know, do you want to X, or how about this X, question mark, can really, really capture people's attention and interest to get them to click through to the email. You know, so experiment with subject lines, try more personal subject lines, try more generic ones, try even putting emojis in your subject lines to see how that helps. Because that can make a difference between maybe a 5% click-through rate in the inbox to a 20, 30, 40% click-through rate in the inbox. So subject lines are really, really important. The next thing that's really important with sending emails is to make sure that you don't spam people. You know, really pay attention to the amount of emails that you're sending. You know, I subscribe to some services that send me 3 to 4 emails a day. And, you know, all of a sudden, you know, I'm getting all these emails, I'm not reading any. And then I just blank that business completely because all of a sudden there's information overload. I'm getting way too many. You know, I feel like because I haven't read the first one that I can never get to the latest one. You know, so you end up just filtering them or unsubscribing. You know, so play around with how often to send emails. And we talked about this in another video where you can segment your users to make sure they're getting the right email as well. You know, if you're a fashion store and you sell male and female clothes, you know, if I'm getting the email that has all the female fashions in it as well, I'm not going to want that. You know, so you're only going to segment into male and female, make sure they're getting the proper email at the right time. And that's going to increase the amount of click-throughs you get. It's going to increase the amount of sales that you get. Okay, so my next tip is to make sure that you provide value in your emails. You know, it can be very easy just to send out special offers. But, you know, think about what people want to hear from. You know, people love hearing stories. You know, they love behind the scenes of your business. You know, try and be authentic. You know, don't make every email an opportunity to sell to that person. You want to make sure that you provide authenticity. You know, you give them something to connect with your emails as well. That's super important and often overlooked. And my next tip is, and you may not think about this, is to actually manage your email list properly. What I mean by that is, you know, people often get caught up in the fact that we have to grow this list and we have to grow it and we have to make it as big as we can. You know, and we did that with our email list on our blog. We've got about 100,000 subscribers. But when you actually look down to it and look at your open rates, we're only getting maybe a 20 to 22% open rate on the emails that we send out. You know, so we've got a massive, 70% of people that aren't opening the emails. You know, if you're using a program like MailChimp, who charge you by the number of subscribers that you have, you're maybe paying $300 or $400 a month more than the amount of people that are actually opening your emails. So it's important to look at things like, you know, what percentage of people are opening the emails, what percentage of people are clicking, and setting some rules around removing people from your list after you see a certain amount of disengagement. You know, if email addresses are bouncing, you should remove them. If people are marking you as spam, you should remove them. But if someone hasn't opened your email in 10 emails, then you might consider putting them on a lower priority list so you're not sending out as frequently. You know, I think managing your email list is a massive part of keeping people engaged, making sure you get high open rates, you know, because people can get disinterested really, really quickly. And then the final tip to get large open rates is to use incentivization. So send special offers, say don't miss out, special offer ends today. You'll see if you subscribe to people like Catch of the Day and a lot of the big Australian sort of daily deal websites, and you subscribe to their newsletters, they use this incentivization and time limited offers to really pique your attention and get you to click through. So play around with sending people offers, and what type of call to action works best. Do people click if you have like a time left? Do people click if you show the percentage in the subject line? And play around with that and see what works best for your business.
The Foundr mission is to help you create an ass-kicking business and help you learn straight from the mouths of world-class founders. Get your free printed edition of Foundr magazine featuring Sir Richard Branson. Just cover shipping and handling at foundr.com/Branson.